Hi there, welcome to Carcassonne with Utze. Today with Taiwan's Carcassonne Online Championship, and it's already the semi-final. We'll witness a match between sakurakim and Alvis1112. It's a best of 3. Let's quickly take a look at their tournament so far. So sakurakim was able to win Group A with only 1 loss out of 7 games, likely, yeah, exactly, versus Hotly, one of the strongest Taiwanese players. Alvis, on the other hand, was able to secure the 3rd spot in Group B with a record of 5-2 wins. Lost versus Stephen Chung and 0607. And then in the playoffs, there was an interesting format because the 1st place finisher of each group played the 4th place finisher, and the 2nd played against the 3rd place, and it wasn't as it would be rather usual. Group A versus B, and so Alvis had another go at 0607, and this time was able to dispatch them. If I remember correctly, I've streamed that match. This year I didn't witness and can't speak about it. So sakurakim won versus People 66. These two now meet, and let's take a quick peek at their ratings. Almost identical, but all these matches would more or less force me to say I'd still think sakurakim should be the favorite, even if it's only because they are way more experienced than Alvis. So let's check. Looks like they just started, and here we go. Sakura playing yellow, Alvis with the blue meeples. I hope that works for everyone out there. More or less default moves so far. Sakura, of course, opting to start a new city with this starting tile. Using it up top would be more or less an invitation to block this. Yeah, no ideal monastery space, because using this one and later closing the city would create problems for this square here. And the 3 road pieces on the left side are also quite iffy. And this one here, of course, will be a prime target for blue to kill 2 meeples with 1 action. So he opts to use this one, which I think was the best available. So this here, yeah, you can do this, but it takes away a lot of obstruction pieces. So you might rather consider using one of these road pieces, maybe this one up top, to start your city there. Sakura hops on the field. Why not? It's bound to grow. already 2 cities there. Protects the city. Sure, and again. And now they are just waiting to draw one of the 4 remaining vanillas. Meanwhile, blue obstructed their own city, but the upside of possibly killing this city here was worth the slight risk for this one. So they get the first of the remaining 4 vanillas. Both added a second farmer. And fields only at 6 points, but quite contended already. You have this one, which is rather easily liberated, and the other city as well. So why not use the monastery? You'd still have the 1 meeple in hand. There are quick point tiles or quick point options available. Sure, keeping 2 meeples is definitely preferred, but still not a fan of this move. And not really a fan of this move either. Especially because it gives back the possible 6-point loop to blue, and the chances of killing this square, or rather obstructing it in a meaningful way, were slim anyway, and this here is an invitation for blue to take it and then later on try to kill your city there. Here we go, field. Yeah, sure. Even just as an insurance against yellow drawing a city cap immediately, this works fine. And there might even be an option to later unite both fields. But it also gives back an option like this, for example, yellow attacking the field. And didn't even notice that they had the Dorito in hand. So they found it. Nice move. Sure, they would need to close blue's road. But given that blue only has the 1 meeple in hand, they might do it themselves. Of course, this complete block, because both road monasteries are already gone, takes priority here. And quite likely blue would rather close their city, take the field on the left side, and then close their road. Still 4 curves out there. This piece complicates taking this field on the left side. But let's see. If yellow hops on there and then uses a curve to take over the main field completely. But given they already have their 3rd farmer in play, I think it's rather unlikely for yellow to use this option. Blue doesn't get road ends for now. Contemplates again. whether they should close this road, get the second meeple in hand. And well, there still is the chance to draw all curves. This already is the 6th one. So they just protect this option, which could be used for the splitter, or in some cases, they might even use an extender there. Yeah, bad draw for Sakura. No easy quick points anywhere. But they still might to go here just to prevent a total kill. Else they could just play this like ruin and then taking 2 points, later on adding Doritos or a big city piece to at least take home, I don't know, 9, 10, 11 points. If they manage to win the field and maybe draw a vanilla, this should work. Yeah, this works as well. But there are still 3 pieces left for blue to close their city over here. But this move forces them to add at least 3 pieces if they want to be able to close the city. Blue jumped on this chance, of course, and now nope, there is no chance because this is dead and there's no way to crawl all the way over here, I guess. Well, in theory, there is, but it's just a tad unrealistic. To do something like this. Meanwhile, blue tried to obstruct yellow city. I think the better move would have been this. Maybe even this one here, because then there would only be 2 caps left. Meanwhile, yellow closed their city in the middle. And blue added 2 caps to theirs as well. And because yellow is almost 20 points behind, they use this double ninja option, which is pretty sweet, to attack blue's field. Blue finally gets the road meeple back, and yellow attacked blue's city on the left side. Let's see if they'll restrict this right now and how. They go for the cow route because they could have also limited this, so it would need extender or vanilla cap. This one has the downside of blue being able to add a farmer. So now they definitely should block over here, exactly like this. And then if yellow manages to connect, they'd just be able to score the 6 points. And their only hope right now, well, not their only, they definitely need to get a curve to connect here. And I think not using this one is a bit playing with fire. But at -18, they needed the 6 points because there isn't that great a chance of closing their city up top. And looks to me like they need to dodge this dagger, which is the only option, no, the only immediate closing option, but there would still be the extender plus another cap. Get 2 caps themselves, and of course the last remaining curve, because Alvis just drew the penultimate one. Yeah, Sakura, I'm not really happy with this one. You already need a curve over here, and there were only 2 in play, so drawing both isn't really that likely. Then you might better attack over here. Yeah, here we go. They get this, but Alvis gets the last remaining curve, and with 26 points plus, doesn't matter that yellow will close their city. About this one here, this has the added upside that you'd at least have a closed city on your field if the connection gets killed, and there were other pieces to connect over here than you need here. So if you need the same pieces in 2 spots, that's usually bad, even though this one could have been blocked easier than the one on the left. So Alvis with a quite strong showing. One thing about this, a 9-point field, 4 farmers, so quite likely these two a bit exaggerated. So here we go with game 2. This time Alvis starts, takes the cap. Sakura likely going on top, trying to attack or obstruct, or at least restrict Blue City. Yeah, this curve really doesn't do a lot. It prepares some blocky moves up top. But in this case, well, a lot of folks would have used it over here just to still have 8 immediate completion pieces instead of only 3 if yellow restricts this with a curve or any curvy piece. And we see this here, or an early, very early farmer. And this is absolutely right, because you'd rather close this road and then take the farm. Both of yellow city ends are limited to the same tiles, both needing city plus a road on the right side or left side if you're looking from the inner city. So now they need different pieces, or at least could use different pieces, which is definitely a better outcome. Yeah, now they get one, but can't use it anymore because blue attacked this, of course. And let's see, going over here would be a nice banner in yellow's works. That's the more conventional approach, limiting the monastery to the remaining starting tiles, but this also gives back a nice city start if yellow were to draw the starting tile to use it over here. Blue connects, meeples the farm, at least very likely, and they do. The only problem is they need to extend this here. And if yellow would have gotten their hands on a horse, this would be shut off immediately. Well, they could opt to attack the city. Still 3 field Doritos out there. Else pre-closing this road, hoping to draw the starting tile later. Or at least if blue would get it, forcing them to help you recover your monastery meeple. And this one I don't like. It gives back a juicy option for blue to attack your city at the bottom. It also opens up the field at least a bit. Any curve would be really nice for blue, or would have been really nice for blue. Blue then attacked up top with the penultimate starting tile, and yellow was able to close the city and of course added a farmer there. Now is gunning to block blue city, but there are still 2 daggers left, of both variations even, so shouldn't really be a big problem as of now. Blue takes 3 points. Connects a second farmer to the main field. And now they might even use a curve here. Yellow should do this here, I think. Rather take away the juicy Dorito option from blue and maybe hope to draw a Dorito yourself to block this attacking option you would create if you'd use the cow over here. Up top, I'd rather wait to put more pressure on blue by using a road. And there isn't much else. Alvis tries to complete block, creates this platform. Yellow isn't able to defend, but actually if blue decides to use 2 pieces to kill this square, adding 1 point to yellow's monastery, well, that's already a small gain for yellow, and it's definitely not a big problem to lose 1 meeple. At least it would score 7, maybe even 8 points in the end. That's okay-ish. Only 2 crossroads left. But there really wasn't a great alternative. Yeah, I don't like it. I think the move up top and adding a second farmer would have been way better. Yeah. So this here was the last remaining starting tile, and therefore 2 of yellow's meeples are dead now. And unless yellow pulls a rabbit out of a hat here, this looks like Alvis would win this one as well. This bodes well for yellow. Closing this, maybe drawing both daggers. And the crossroads wouldn't have hurt either. But blue got one. Now they have the meeple majority for now. And yellow has to scramble, has to close this, and quite likely tie, maybe even take over the field to still have a chance. This one I'd consider a ruin, even though it's technically still alive. Yeah, yellow goes for the field. Nice find. Still 1 straight left, and there are multiple tiles to connect over there. Blue, of course, needs to attack. Even if yellow would get the splitter sometime, this here has the potential to delay getting this meeple back, and that might be all blue needs to win this game. They could go for an obstruction, taking out quite a lot of pieces here, reducing the chances of yellow connecting successfully to these 3. But given they are at plus 18 and the field's worth 12 right now, just taking points works as well, and they still have this option for attacking. And having a triple purpose dagger quite likely wouldn't hurt, and now they rather need to use it, else yellow threatens to connect and then indeed take over the field. Yeah, farmer, and nice placement. Could add another city to their field, and actually it doesn't really matter that yellow could of course use this to attack the field again, because if blue gets the dagger over here, then this should be it. In this case, they might even be able to outrun yellow if yellow were to take over the field with 4 to 3 farmers. Although at plus 16, losing these 12 and an additional 21 to yellow, well, that seems a bit steep, so we'll see. Yeah, yellow definitely goes for the field route, hoping to connect all these together. So they need one of the daggers over here, which they'd like to draw anyway, because blue needs them as well. Here comes the limitation, which actually doesn't do that much. Kills these 2 options, but there are still the 3 vanillas and the road monastery to connect. Blue gets 1 dagger, but the wrong kind, considering they can't kill this square with anything because all starting tiles and all horses are gone. They might as well just take the 4 points, even though this would leave a 4-point road behind, but yellow has no meeple in hand, so it actually doesn't matter. Instead, they try to completely block yellow's attack on the left side. Well, then might as well take the 4 points and not the 5-point road, because if you calculate with losing the field, then you'd rather not add another city to it. Yeah, now we'd like to connect up top as well, so maybe like this. Still a curve, road monastery, and should be vanilla still out there. So just in case blue gets the dagger or one of the daggers. And then the most likely course of action for blue would be to attack on the right or left side, depending on what they get. And with this Dorito, the right side it is. So yellow gets the first dagger, takes over the main field. Yeah, Alvis definitely should connect over here, and if they don't get the dagger to connect to the main field, then at least they'd be able to take these 6 points away from yellow and another 5 points with the monastery. And this should be enough, because just adding the monastery there would push them to +1. And there's no way for yellow to add another city here except for this one. But if they'd get the vanilla, then blue would get the dagger. And then we'd have 4 farmers per color on the main field, and blue would win as well. So I really don't see any way why they shouldn't use it over here. Or rather, any reason. Don't know what else they think about, actually. If one of you can enlighten me, please do so. The chat is there for a reason. Yeah, so Alvis quite likely counting all the pieces. Having this display is just our luxury as viewers. Players, of course, have to do it on their own in their head. So why? And not even with a meeple on it. Oh man. This could have gone south, I think. So this is then the second win for Alvis, and this gives us time to analyze this monastery placement. First off, congratulations to Alvis. Let's check. Oh, that's the wrong direction. And this one here. The other semifinal is Hotly versus Stephen Chung. So whoever will win this one will be the favorite versus Alvis in the final due to experience and already being a master alone. But Alvis showed that they are capable of dispatching strong or good players. Depends on your definition, of course. But 06, 07 and sakurakim both are Taiwanese internationals, so definitely no slouches. So let's actually go to the replay, because that's easier for me and I don't have to tabulate the scores. So this is the attack. Then we have yellow connecting, blue connecting on the right side, yellow adding a point, and here we are with the monastery in our hand. So we are at -10. Worst thing that could happen would be yellow getting the dagger. So we aren't able to connect. And we are not able. So, yeah, sure. We are able to either connect these two or take 7 points here, which would of course be more than taking these 6 points away from yellow. So let's consider this. Blue took 2 points. Yellow would just add another point. So this is +1 blue. And then later on, it's another 7 to blue for a -2 loss. On the other hand, if you just use, why did I remove the pieces? I still need them. Well, damn it. If you'd use this one over here, then you'd get with this not farmer, monk, of course, 5 points plus the 6 we need to deduct from yellow. So +11. And then you are up 1 point. Let yellow get this one. That's a tight game. And then in the end, you just add this cap to your field, because you have the 2 farmers on there, for a +3 win. And definitely a surefire +3 win, because if pieces were reversed, well, then you just connect here and the main field would be tied. And I think, well, maybe I'm wrong. No, I'm definitely not wrong, because you'd get 5 points plus the difference between the 6-point field and the, up to this situation, 15-point field. So another 9 points. I hope I'm not missing anything, but I guess not. So by doing this, Alvis gifted sakurakim a 50% winning chance on his penultimate move instead of using the 100% winning move. So I'm sorry, but I don't get it. I can't really think of any reason why you don't notice this one. You should know where your farmers are. You should know that this one here scores 5 points and takes away 6 from yellow, and you should be able to count these points. So this might be the only explanation I could get behind would be that Alvis thought they are behind more than we know they are, and that they needed to close this city and connect to the main field. But then there must have been a mistake somewhere, either counting points or counting pieces, or maybe it's just a simple hallucination. So Elvis, maybe you see this. Please tell me in the comments what happened there. For everyone else, let's quickly check if there's anything on the menu. Yeah, I'm likely to sit out tonight's games. Maybe I'll cover one on short notice, but let's say 10% or so. And there is not a lot of interesting stuff in the coming days, but maybe I'll cover this round of 16 game between King and Domino and Vicheshka. We'll see about that. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking until the end, and see you soon. Bye-bye.